Colonel Ripley died in 2008, and his passing sent shockwaves through the blogosphere. His obituary eventually appeared in the New York Times, and like so many other newspaper articles, the Times recounted the story of a man who blew up the Dong Ha Bridge during the 1972 Easter Offensive. And this is understandable because, considering the fact that Colonel Ripley almost single-handedly halted the largest communist offensive of the entire Vietnam War. For 3 days, he had been without sleep, very little water, and almost no food. Nevertheless, he somehow garnered enough strength to hand walk under the bridge like a kid on monkey bars because he had to get the explosives into the belly of the bridge. It took him 13 times back and forth into the belly of the bridge, each time carrying two 20-pound satchels of plastic explosive. Colonel Ripley later told the fact that he was also carrying his rifle, his canteen, other material that he really didn't need to carry, that wasn't going to be of any use to him. But he was a serious Marine. Well, during the 3-hour operation, he felt his strength fading, and because Colonel Ripley was raised in a very devout Catholic family, he decided to invite God to come along. So just as the Marines have that rhythmic chant to get them through grueling exercises, Colonel Ripley improvised and made a kind of a Catholic version of that, and he started to scream out loud, "Jesus, Mary, get me there! Jesus, Mary, get me there!" Louder and louder, so loud that even his South Vietnamese counterparts, perhaps not knowing what they were saying, they started screaming it louder too. And all the while they were saying, "Crazy Captain, crazy Captain." Well, the bridge eventually went up in smoke, and it stopped 30,000 troops and 200 enemy tanks dead in their tracks. He would eventually sum up his actions in a very succinct way, in a very Marine way. The bridge was there, the enemy was there, and I was there. What else would one expect from a man who is described by the Marine's own Leatherneck magazine as someone who would not back down from a charging rhinoceros? Well, Colonel Ripley showed this same fearlessness off the battlefield in the civilian world. And if you read An American Night, you will find that that is what I consider the high point in this man's life. It's his moral courage. He spoke out on numerous cultural issues, especially those being imposed on the military and which are detrimental to good order and conduct. This was especially in the mid-90s. I don't think I have to tell you what those issues were.